welcome, one and all, back for episode number 97 of For the Fan. I am Will, and I got the four stooges with me this time around. We got Colton, Josh, Jake, and Dom. Hello, everybody.
How are we doing?
What up?
Are we ready to talk the best division in football right now?
The NFC South.
I love that we're already starting with Cat. I love it right out of the gate. We couldn't wait 2 minutes.
I want to talk 30 more minutes of the Falcons. That's all I want to do. Like, I'm just so excited for Falcons.
If we take 30 minutes on Philly, I swear to God,
we're taking 30 minutes on Washington. Okay, we've already set the schedule up.
That's the plan. We need 30 minutes just to talk about their offseason.
Dom, you look fantastic. You got a new camera?
No, same one.
No,
wow.
Definitely not.
No, you know what? I usually drown myself out with my monitor right here, and I'm not doing that. So,
look at you.
Thanks.
Yeah, whole new monitor setup in here.
Oh, yeah. I got 3 monitors on either side. Jake has 3, and I have 3. It's kind of
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a very fun, exciting episode today. I mean, the only division of football where every team finished over 500 last year. Let's also put that into perspective.
That's
so
kind of
Jake's statement of best division in football isn't that far fetched.
Everyone's like, "Oh, the AFC West, they're going to be all over, 500. They're all going to be in the playoffs. There's not going to be any room for any other team. That's all good. It's all good.
It's the best division in football until we get to the AFC East.
Until the season starts, I think.
Yeah.
Until we talk about the Falcons again, but that's another time around.
That's
Are
true.
we ready to go? Let's get the show on the road.
I think
I'm
we're
excited.
ready.
Yeah. Bam, bam. Here we go.
You are listening to For the Fan.
And yeah, episode number 97. And we are officially halfway through the wow, we're way past halfway. Okay, we're like we're 5/8 of the way through of this preview tour. So as always, we start with the worst team. We make our way to the best team. It's the whole yada 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 rada rada rada. Okay, let's start out. Okay, in our nation's capital, Washington D.C. Okay,
And Will's favorite football team.
There's very few things that So going back to last season, they trade for Carson Wentz, a second and a third. I think that third became a second. I have no idea. Taylor Heineke takes around. Riverboat Ron didn't know they were getting eliminated from the playoffs. They lose to the Browns on New Year's Day, which effectively ended the Washington's American football franchise's chances of making the playoffs for the 2022-2023 season. And in the offseason, Dan Snyder is officially out as owner of a Washington American football team franchise. The group that owns the 76ers and the New Jersey Devils take place. So there is a big happiness going around because, hey, 25 years of sadness with Dan Snyder and all that stuff for $6.05 billion. That's what was sold. Man, that was a lot. Let's get into this, okay?
Can we just real fast? I feel like we got to talk about a few things here. One, this group, by the way, is going to build a new stadium, right?
Yes.
It's all captained in the media by Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're most likely getting a name change, whether it goes back to, I think we're allowed to say it again, Redskins, or
I think we're allowed to say it.
I'm referring to them from here on out, by the way.
Yeah, because right now we're over 90,000 signatures on a petition for it to be called the Redskins. And as you see in this top right-hand corner, a Native American group wants the Redskins name back on the team. So this is gaining a lot of traction at the moment. I saw today it's trending on social medias, the name Redskins. So a lot to happen for the Redskins in the next year is already underway. And yeah, let's get into this roster.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
before we get into it,
what do you got?
I gotta see my piece on this baloney. This guy in the top left corner is seriously, he's a Commanders fan or a Redskins fan when they go back. Look at it. All the evidence is there. I feel like I see him more at Commanders games than Jets games. Like I feel like
You do.
adding on, buddy. You're just adding on. Bro.
I have explained this to Colton long enough. Okay,
I came from.
the Jets don't play Monday Night Football. They barely get a Thursday Night Football game. They only strictly play on Sundays for some God-known reason. Now they actually have a Thursday night game, a Monday night game, Sunday night game, a Friday game. Like,
dude, there's no excuse. They play on Black Friday this year, your boys. So if you're not at that game, like literally, you are a fraud, and I will get you a Commander shirt. It's what I'm getting. I'm gonna get you all Commander stuff. Like the Miller Lite Jets, I'm getting rid of it.
I'll have to check out my work schedule, but I am
seriously. And you're a Maryland Terrapin fan. You literally prove that you are like everything Washington. I'm gonna get you a Capitals jersey. I'm gonna get you a Wizards jersey.
Whoa. Has Colton even seen the video?
Have you been seeing him on the news?
He's the biggest Washington Capitals fan ever.
Oh yes. I remember when he posted this. I like the parade. You literally are a Washington fan. So stop like trying to fight it and just embrace it. You got new ownership. Like just embrace it, dude. Like, but we can continue on. I had to get this out of the way early. I had to get this out of the way early before we got too deep in this.
I'm getting the Chargers Jets tickets. Okay, hey.
So go ahead on to the offense.
I want to see Herbie.
Little bit of backstory.
Please send me the offense.
At least just to state what happened here. Me and Will 2 years ago wanted to go to a game somewhere not local. We went to Washington, D.C. for a game on a Thursday night against Seattle. It was beautiful. Monday night?
It was a Monday night game.
Right.
We saw the stadium fall apart. The stadium's fire sprinklers went off and just flooded the entire thing.
All touchdowns right in front of us. Great game we went to. It was beautiful. Then last year, me and Will are like, hey, let's go to an Eagles game with Jake. Jake's down. Okay. Just so happens to fall on a night game against Washington
on a Monday
night.
Literally bought them Friday night.
Yeah, making the case, guys. Commanders, man. You guys are just making the case.
Happens to happen again. They win against the undefeated Eagles. I blame me and Will.
Do you guys mind chipping in and getting this guy a Sam Howell jersey? We can do that. We can all chip in and get him a jersey. Like
you think he's a Sam Howell kind of guy?
I want Terry McLaurin. Okay, I want to see a real quarterback. But let's get back into this roster, okay? We are so off the rails, okay? Even Josh said let's try not to get 2 hours. We're already achieving that. Probably more. Okay, so Sam Howell is QB1. They want him to be QB1. They bring in Jacoby Brissett from Cleveland, arguably one of the best backups in football. And, he's a solid starter when he has to go in and start. The wide receiver core, they're all together now for another year. So Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin are all there. They bring in Byron Pringle from, an ex-Bieniemy Kansas City guy who was in Chicago for a little bit last year. Offensive line, it's okay. It's there. But, looking at, and then wrapping up with the running backs, Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. It's going to be interesting to see how Bieniemy moves that backfield, especially with two pieces like those. But yeah, this is very small sample size last year from Howell. He beat the number one, the best defense in football, Dallas Cowboys, with their best players, not even benched players, mind you. But yeah, this Sam Howell maybe QB of the future for a Washington insert name here later franchise.
I just saw a video of Browns fans thanking Jacoby Brissett, calling him so cool, like so thank you for everything, blah blah blah. Again, if they have to resort to Jacoby Brissett, it is certainly not the end of the world. And the book is wide open for Sam Howell. I don't know what we're getting personally. I don't know what this team is going to be offensively. It's been very up in the air for the last couple years anyway. So what do you guys have to say about it?
All I know is he's not better than the best quarterback taking that draft class in Kenny.
God, I really thought Colton showed up with no Steelers gear. Why would I think that? Why would I think that?
Why would you think that? No, but seriously, I think they're going to finish in the bottom of the division again. I hate to be the negative Nance before we even get to the defense. They're last place in the division. I don't think they're better than the Giants. They're not better than Philly, clearly, and they're not better than Dallas. They're just not going to be good.
Fourth place in its division could still make the playoffs.
because the NFC is not that good. But yeah, I don't see the team as a playoff team, though. To be fair, I know we haven't even gotten to the defense yet or the schedule. I don't think they're that good, and I don't think Sam Howell's that good. He could prove me wrong. I don't think he's that good though.
I think the most exciting parts of this team are off the field this year. Just saying.
Oh, yeah,
with, like, the
you
main
hear it in the
stuff.
reporters, you hear from the players, like everyone there. It's just like the cloud breaks and there's sunshine, everything's regrowing again. Like everyone's just happy that like there's something new here, and it's not Dan Snyder who's just been, the root of all evil for the last 25 years that he's owned the team. So
I love how you described that.
He's a big fan. That's why he's a big fan.
He knows more than most.
He knows the struggle.
He's very excited.
I like struggling teams.
We are
He's going
seeing
to try to. He's going to try fighting it this whole time, not to like, oh gosh, I know way too much about the Commanders, like not to show
God,
that.
I don't. Should I get my Sean Taylor jersey or should I get myself a Santana Moss jersey? I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool. We are seeing the Washington whatevers this year in LA, by the way, the end of the year. So
I know I'm telling you, he proves more and more that he's literally a Commanders fan. I've never seen a guy a fan of a team that doesn't like watch his actual team in person, but he goes and watches the same team 3 years in a row. It's actually impressive. Well, like round of applause.
Listen. Okay, I'll be in Vegas in February watching my favorite team. Challenging for the Lombardi. That's all I want to say.
my favorite part before we continue and move to the defense is that you guys don't give me any heat for it when I'm with Will next to him on all of these adventures.
Listen, I bought
100%.
I bought this thing because I posted in this group chat. I said, should I do it? Josh and Dom go, hell yes, do it right now. And I bought it. Okay. They encouraged it.
You do not regret
I
it.
only encourage him so I can make fun of him later for it.
Okay,
So
but hey, it was pretty cool that I was at a playoff game during
Josh,
COVID, I
try to
gotta
give you a
say.
nice handshake, dude. Put it there, buddy.
There you go. Perfect. The back of both your hands made so much sense.
Give me the defense, boys. Give me the defense.
Let's go to the defense here. This is the most exciting part because this defense is actually sick. There is just so many great pieces on this team. From Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. Linebackers, Jamin Davis and company, they kind of fall off a little bit. But the secondary is sick now. And then they add Emmanuel Forbes, who's just been having a phenomenal camp. And there's all this footage of him just shutting down Odell during the Ravens Commanders joint practice as well. If this team's going to be winning games, it's this side of the ball.
Well, yeah,
This is what's helping them.
And the point that I didn't get to make because you guys went off about Will again. I like their running backs a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, they're sort of trying to rebuild their O-line from the retirements and guys leaving. I think if they go the 2016 Cowboys route, they can be at least sort of successful. The defense, run game kind of style. It's just
A full year of Brian Robinson.
if you guys don't, I know our lads has it, but they probably don't have you don't have the screenshot of it. They have a lot of guys either suspended, I guess, part of the gambling scenario.
They do have like 2 or 3.
A lot of PUP guys.
Mm.
I was checking it out earlier before we started. So, I like some of their corners, and I like one linebacker, but that defensive line is
Stupid.
pretty stupid, which you have to have in this division.
Yeah, this
And
pass rush and run stop is just phenomenal.
And if Chase Young can return to what we saw his rookie year, I wouldn't want to play this team. I really wouldn't. That's scary.
I wouldn't want to play the defense. I'd be okay stacking up against the offense.
Mm.
The defense is stacked, though. That front seven, really just the front line is ridiculous.
Let's go to the schedule here. So it goes up and down, so I apologize. I was trying to look for the best one. It doesn't go across, so it goes,
Gosh,
up
this shocker.
Yeah.
The team can't make a schedule either.
How do I read this?
Jeez,
What the heck is this?
So
Okay.
I was looking at a post I saw on Instagram, and I was showing every team's, over under odds for like all the games. The Commanders are only favored in 2 games this year.
Nice.
Can we guess them? Let's guess them.
Well,
So, Will, what's our
Well,
Cardinals score this
what's
year?
our card? Yeah.
Oh my God! Okay, here. Sam Howell's coming out party is week 1. I'm gonna start him in fantasy football. I'm gonna bench Aaron Rodgers. I will start Sam Howell. He's gonna throw 6 touchdowns, 750 yards. Brian Robinson's gonna be running through a mother effer's face every damn play. Okay, and breaking the rushing record, mind you. While Isaiah Simmons is the only competent defensive player, and he's playing safety for some reason. But this is not the Cardinals. This is the Commanders. Okay.
It's going to be like Sam Howell's peaking in high school because the rest of his life from here on out, from that week 1, is going downhill.
This is a rough schedule.
So, by the way, I'm going to go with the ones that are side by side there, Josh, for your little question on what 2 games. I'm going to go with September 10th and October 5th. As a 2
I'm
games.
going September 10th and September 17th. I'm going week 1 and 2 and no week after that. I don't think they're favored against the Bears. Why would they be favored against the Bears?
They're home.
They're a much better team against the Bears. They want to be favored in Denver. I mean, Denver's just.
Jeez.
This is a rough schedule, man.
I mean,
I don't like the last 9 weeks for them.
I did not know their
They
schedule.
play a lot of road games.
They did in the division last year go 2, 3, and 1. Remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's why I'm like, I don't think they're that good. Like, they're going to finish last again, and we're going to go on with their day and talking about the other teams that are actually relevant in this division. I'm sorry, Will, they're bad, and we're going to keep going. I'm sorry about your Commanders, but at least you got new ownership, Will. All right?
I'm gonna say that this team could be a 6 or a 7 win team this year.
And that's not good. It's not good.
I back that up. I don't think it's – I think 8's their ceiling. I don't think they're much higher than that.
Yeah, I think like 8's a high ceiling even.
Yeah.
Like I'm having a hard time. I can tell you that I'd be confident in like 5 games. And then, you got to win maybe a division game or 2. And then like the surprise game here and there. I mean, 8 is literally my ceiling. I think there's not a chance they win.
I have like 7.
Yeah, it's so tough.
Yeah, they're not going to be good.
How is this a last place schedule? Like, that's not.
Honest, that's a good point.
Again,
They're playing one of the better divisions. That's why. Like, that also, it doesn't matter if you finish last. If you're playing the AFC East, you are playing the AFC East. Like, it doesn't matter if you're last, first, or whatever. So
NFC East schedules are all rough.
that's right.
again, like I said, the most exciting part about this team is off the field this year. I mean, it just is what it is. It's the culture. It's the everything that's going on, and it's kind of the most exciting part, I feel.
Let me ask the question. Okay. What will make this season successful for the Washington Commanders?
Breaking on a new stadium,
becoming the
changing
Redskins
your
again.
name, becoming the Redskins.
For your football team, it is about the quarterback play. Is if you can go in the next season and say Sam Howell's.
Yeah.
If you can go in the next season and say Sam Howell's your franchise quarterback, that is a success.
I think it's
I think that's a huge success too.
If you get Chase Young back on track.
I don't, because then you have to pay him. I think the success is off the quarterback.
They got to pay him after this year regardless. So
they didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
Yeah,
so
they got to pay him after this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the success, I'm sorry, comes down to it's your offensive side of the ball.
What's the common theme here with the NFC East teams not picking up 5th-year options? Like, the Giants didn't pick up Daniel Jones, then they got to pay him $40 million, but we'll talk about that.
Well,
the Cowboys picked up Jalen Smith, gave him that extension. They say Leighton Vander Esch, bye. But then they were like, oh, no, Jalen Smith's terrible. We got to keep Vander Esch. And then, they had to backtrack on that.
Did they not pick up Tony Pollard's 5th?
No, he wasn't a first-round pick.
Yeah, it wasn't a first-round pick.
Because it's a lot of the guys that had rocky 3 years in the middle to where you're not going to pick up. You could get him cheaper if you just decline it.
Well, the problem is if he has a good year, he's not going to be cheap. That's the thing.
Chase Young's a top.
It doesn't matter.
Chase Young, I feel like
you're not
maybe
paying
should've.
him Nick Bosa money on a rookie year and a 5th year.
Yeah,
Like, you're still going to get him at middle of the road money.
Not at the end of this contract, you're not.
it depends on how
If he comes out and has like a coming out party, just like double-digit sacks, like he just blows up.
Yeah, he's going to be worth then $16 million. He's what it is.
I was thinking if he does have a good year, I was thinking $16 million is like the perfect amount to
What
pay.
it is.
He's been struggling with injuries, right?
Well,
Correct.
since the ACL, I mean, that's
Yes.
just this whole.
That's another part of it too. Is like,
But now
That's
it'll
what I'm
be.
saying.
It's
If he has a
gonna be
good
2
season,
years.
he's going to get paid $16 million. So that's
or he gets injured
That's
again, and now we have whatever we want to pay him. You know, could really go either way.
why the success on this season is Sam Howell. If you can go into next season, like yes, that's a franchise guy. In my opinion, that is a success of
Well, I mean, with the
100%.
receiving
Washington
core, I
Commanders,
mean,
Redskins, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're irrelevant. They're in last place in this division, and they're not playing in the playoffs. So
I mean,
could
Terry
care less.
McLaurin, he's going to be, lighting it up. I mean, Jahan Dotson, we saw what he could do in, flashes. I mean, despite he had, I think, a hamstring injury.
Also, as long as Sam Howell can get them the ball efficiently, like
I mean, did you see him against the Browns? I mean, he looked pretty good. I mean, he fit a tight window to Dotson for a touchdown play. He looked pretty good.
again,
Big
though,
Commanders fan.
that goes along. That goes
Twitter
along.
highlights.
Big fan.
That goes along with what Colton's saying too, though. Like, they're not going to have a good year unless Sam Howell's decent. I mean, if Jacoby Brissett steps in, Terry can still put up 1,000 yards this year. But
Oh,
I
God.
don't. But again, that answers 0 questions. If Jacoby
Correct.
comes in,
It's not success at all.
0 questions. Now it's like
Ends up with more questions. Like, oh gosh, we have to find a quarterback then. So that's why.
But they're not gonna lose enough games to where they're gonna be like, oh hey, we're gonna get Caleb.
Oh, of course
Drake
not.
May.
The defense is
No,
too
their
good.
defense is gonna be the reason why they win like 4 or 5 games. Like
That's right. So that's why in their best interest is if Sam Howell does good enough and they somehow surprise people and get 9 wins, that Sam Howell played good enough to get them some wins. And that's a successful season. Great. They're not going to do anything in the playoffs. The rest of these teams are. Like Dallas could be really good. Philly, is going to be great again, and see what the Giants do. But that successful season comes down to Sam Howell.
the last thing I have to say about them is this fits into what we've said about some of the other teams that are going to be sub 500 this year. Let's just get some answers to some questions this season. The season's not a winning season, so let's just answer questions. Let's build more of a foundation for the future. I mean, that's really what you can ask for out of this team, I feel like. And hey, if you're able to still compete by the end of the year and you're still in there, fantastic. I mean, that's great. But they could be, they could not be, they probably won't be. It is what it is.
let's move up by 95 here. Let's go into East Rutherford, where the air conditioning unit relies up there, with the New York Giants. And last year, they bring in Brian Daboll and Joe Shane. They come from Western New York. They travel all the way down to New Jersey. And they probably said, what do we get ourselves into? Because this place looks like an air conditioning unit. First thing they do, they don't pick up Daniel Jones's 5th-year option. Daniel Jones has a year, 15 touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. Saquon Barkley has a career renaissance through the first 10 weeks, basically carrying the Giants offense on the back. Brian Daboll wins Coach of the Year. They win a playoff game in Minnesota. They lose to Philly in Boston Scott fashion because that's the Giants killer there. But 9-7-1 a year ago, and they're hoping to build off more here. And let's get into the offense here, where they make the big trade. Okay, they trade away Kadarius Toney for a 3rd-round pick, and that 3rd-round pick becomes Darren Waller, the former Raider, the former Baltimore Raven tight end. He comes in here, and he's probably the best target Daniel Jones has had in his entire career, no matter what standard of football. Looking at the receiving core here, Isaiah Hodgins, he's a big, name that they got from Buffalo. After he was cut from Buffalo, he made himself a big name right there. Paris Campbell, big speedster. Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee, another big body, he's going to be running through you. The offensive line, Evan Neal's now there for another year. Andrew Thomas gets his big extension. Saquon Barkley and the Giants, they fixed their negotiations to where $11.9 million. And that's that. So I'm going to leave the floor up to everyone else. Exactly.
Real quick,
If Darren Waller is healthy, I mean, forget about it. And looking at the Giants beat writers, I mean, that's Daniel Jones' number 1 target is Darren Waller. End zone, position drills, forget about it. He's throwing it to Darren Waller every single time.
I mean, when dude is healthy, dude has historically been a monster. I mean, seriously, a monster. and that's anywhere on the field, red zone or not. Anyway, I also like to say I don't mind Mark Lewinsky. I think that's a great addition to the O-line. I think that's actually like one of the most solid O-line decisions the Giants might have made in the past forever.
Not Justin Pugh getting booted out of there, but
you have your personal
vendetta. I have my personal beef. Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, I say we give Josh the floor a little bit to talk, and then we'll talk after that.
Drafting who they drafted in John Michael Schmitz and Jalen Hyatt, two guys that were supposed to be there with their first pick, but then they traded back and got both of these guys. It's ridiculous. These guys, John Michael Schmitz is the starting center as a rookie. I think he's going to be a stud right there at center. And then Jalen Hyatt's been apparently clocked at 24 miles an hour, which is just insane speeds. I don't know. I'm sure it's unofficial. It's not a real thing, but the dude's freaking fast.
The state police had radar guns on him.
You add all these guys to this offense in which they looked good last season, and then you add Darren Waller. As long as Darren Waller can stay healthy, this offense, I don't see a limit for them. Like, this offense is young, and they can be really good this season and for the next few seasons, especially with all the contracts locked down now. Saquon, they'll get another one next season for him, but hopefully. Yeah.
But I mean, if Darren Waller gets hurt, I mean, Daniel Bellinger, he balled out as a rookie. I mean, although he
balled out before the eye injury.
He had the eye injury. Lawrence Cager, former Jet, wide receiver, now tight end. He was good in the couple games that they showed him often, but
I think they'll be all right without Darren Waller, but Darren Waller extends this offense in the red zone specifically light years ahead. Like, they are tremendously better with Darren Waller in the tight end position.
So Josh.
So Jake.
You hit a lot of the points I was going to make because I really liked I've been avowed as a kind of like pseudo Tennessee stan. I just don't know why. I like Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I loved Hyatt with Hooker last year.
Yeah. Ridiculous to watch them play.
That dude's is a sick player.
Yep.
I really liked the pick of Schmitz, Michael Schmitz, whatever you want to call him. And I think that's really critical in this division. Like, you look at the D lines that this division has to face, having a center or not having a center is a non-option. You're just you're dead in the water.
Yeah. 100%.
I really think he could step in and have a Creed like rookie year to where he vaults right up the center boards.
And I think the thing that's good for him is that he is going to be playing all these insane defensive lines in the division. Iron sharpens iron. Like, as a rookie, that's what you want, is to go up against those guys that are going to bully you and going to push you around, or at least try to, because that's only going to make you better. So I'm excited for him specifically.
Yeah. And then my point about Waller was I see him, and I think Dom and I have talked about this a few times. I see him very much like the Wentz-Ertz role.
He's reliable.
Where he's the reliable. You're going to get him over the middle for a million catches. Just move the sticks, keep the offense on schedule. It might not be the most explosive offense unless Hyatt's like truly that dude.
He can be explosive, though. Waller can be explosive, and Waller's one of the best run after catch tight ends that we've seen in the past while. So
but like, I think that's their sweet spot. Is if Waller is at worst just a chain mover, this offense is going places.
Yep.
For the first time in how long? Like
a very long time. Colton, you're making faces.
Yeah, I want to know why Colton's smiling.
I think Colton expected me to just come up and drag the Giants, which I was not. Like, I liked what they did.
No, I'm not disagreeing. Like, I thought they did well. The big one for me this offseason was giving Daniel Jones $40 million, and I think that is asinine.
I think I was going to make that point, but they got Saquon on their contract. They got Dexter Lawrence on their contract. Like, are they kind of cap screwed?
They free up $20 million next year of dead cap, though.
Yeah.
They do free up $20 million after this year, which is
the fact that they got everybody that they did. I get they overpaid Daniel Jones, but they were able to get Dexter Lawrence. They were able to get Saquon for at least this season, which his podcast talks saying he's going to sit out or whatever the hell, was he going to do? Like, to lock all three of those down in an offseason, I'm hyped. Like, that's
Now,
huge.
Like
Oh, it's great. It's great.
the
I'm not disagreeing with you.
the only way the contract's a problem is if Saquon walks next year. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Again,
again,
he can't walk. He can't walk.
No,
Don't
next
tag him again.
yeah,
Tag him
But
again.
then there's
I hope they do. I hope they tag him again.
See, I truly think Barkley knows what's happening. I truly think Barkley knows it's going to be like a 2-year, like $23 million, $22 million. I think that's when he knows the Giants are going to tag him again next year. So
Yeah.
unless you magically like have like something, all right, let's get it done this year and talk during the season where they think they're going to be a long-term thing, they're tagging him again. He's got to know it. He's got to be stupid. Because as soon as it happened, like I told my dad, like we have season tickets for the Giants. I'm sitting like they're going to tag him again next year. He know like whoa, they took away the tag. So what does that mean? They're going to tag him again next year. So he can't be surprised when it comes around again and they tag him unless he has a great year and they say, Barkley, if you have a great year, this is the contract we're going to give you. If not, we're going to tag you.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the best interest of the Giants where if the Giants are they can trade his ass. Same thing with this year. That's the only good thing for the Giants. They have leverage where if they're not doing as well and they're struggling and Barkley's at least healthy, you can ship him off and get a second-round pick, third-round pick for him, get something for him.
Yeah.
But I just, oh, God. Yes, I don't disagree. Everything else the Giants have done, getting the players in, the movements they've, the re-signing of guys, I'm not disagreeing. Oh, that's good. I just, oh, my God. If I was the Giants, I would have loved to have tagged Daniel Jones. Because guess what? If he has a great year, it's like, holy shit, he throws 28 touchdowns. Wow, oh, my God, I have to give him $40 million. It's not changing. I get to pay him $40 million. But I at least get to see him another year. I'm like, okay, he's worth $40 million. I don't think he's worth $40 million. I get that's what quarterbacks are being paid. I'm not stupid. I've heard it working in New York. I get, you got to pay quarterbacks. What? Doesn't mean I'm just giving him $40 million to screw myself cap-wise. Like, there's no weapons around him. Like, okay, cool. I got this, and this. You just got Barkley. That great. He's had 2 good years this whole time he's been in New York. His rookie year, and he's been hurt all the other years, and he was great last year. Carried them. I'm not disagreeing. He was fantastic for them. They have a rookie receiver in Jalen Hyatt and a guy that they traded for that's been hurt. He's been hurt a lot in Darren Waller. There's not a lot of weapons where it's like, yeah, it's worth giving Daniel Jones $40 million. He's going to make up for the other weapons. He's not. That's why my whole thing is this was an absolute mistake paying him unless he has a coming out party this year. It's like, holy shit. He's throwing for 28 touchdowns. It's like, okay, I'll take a bad seat and like, yes, great move. But right now, my goodness, the success of this season is loaded on Daniel Jones. We're not there yet, but my God, that was a mistake unless Daniel Jones has a wild season. I know we're not even talking defense yet. We're on the offense. But that's why I'm so gung-ho on Daniel Jones. I just think it's wild that they paid him $40 million. 40 for Daniel Jones that hasn't thrown more than 15 touchdowns since his rookie year. That is wild to me, guys.
Ran it in for touchdowns.
You know what I'm okay with, though? This is what makes it okay to me is for the first time in a while since 2013 or whatever for the Giants, they have a foundation now that is strong in having a head coach they're committed to, that is committed to them and the team, and is building a strong foundation with the team as far as chemistry.
Well, the GM too. Well, I think they have a great it's the first time in a long time. I don't disagree. I think they have the right 2 guys. I just think they really got screwed with Daniel Jones having to pay him right now.
What makes it okay with me is if Dable decided, hey man, like this is the foundation I want to have, and I feel strong in this, and I'm committed to this. I'm okay with them doing that move if Dable feels that way, and this is the foundation he envisions for this team. Because honestly, it's the most I could trust anyone with the Giants in forever since Coughlin. And I'm going to give that a chance, but you're certainly right. It could either turn sour as hell.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Could be Dable and them could follow right on through.
Here's the problem is we all know that last year really went through Saquon.
It does.
At the end of the day, it went through Saquon. And that's the guy whose money you're screwing with. Tagging, possible holdouts. And you paid Daniel Jones like he's a Burrow, a Mahomes.
He's actually like the 12th.
I know, but you paid him as the guy off of what season, and you're paying him to be the guy who operates without weapons. Like
but we all know the reason they're messing with Saquon's contract is because that position is expendable.
I get it, but
that position is not needed in the NFL, now, or at least a great running back, an elite running back.
It is
not valued.
important. It's just not
It's
valued.
Daniel Jones as a quarterback doing
But-
things through the air and on the ground with his legs.
I
That's
feel like
valuable.
Saquon isn't
It's
expendable to the Giants.
it's not
though.
extend. No,
You know, I feel like
I think he is. I think the running back position is, which he is then.
I
no.
feel like their
I
success.
trust me as a
has
guy
been
who
Saquon.
Josh, I'm shocked you're saying that while
As-
ripping his jersey. He's
When-
not.
I'm saying the position. I'm not saying. I'm saying the position is expendable, which makes him
It
expendable.
is, but not for the Giants, which is what
I don't feel bad
what
saying
Nate
that.
and Dom are saying. He's
You know-
not for the Giants. You take him off the football team, my God, you are last in the division.
Colton. Know how I can say this? I can attest to this personally. The Eagles, with Foles in 2013, thought that they ran through the Chip Kelly scheme and like anybody could be replaced. And once LaShawn McCoy was gone, they were done. You could not replace him. Could not. He was the offense, and you treated him
I'm
like it was
telling you.
expendable.
Barkley wasn't on this roster. They're probably last in the division. I would probably take the Commanders over them, to be honest.
I still would not. With the additions that they added.
I'm not going to say much regarding the defense. Like, I've talked a lot. I know we got to keep the train moving. So when we go to the defense here, my whole thing with the Giants was Daniel Jones in the offense. So I said my piece.
You don't care about the defense.
Floor is yours,
Good.
boys.
Let's move to the defense. No, I was trying to find the stat where it said like how good the Giants offense was when Saquon Barkley was like running the ball and they were like giving him like half the touches, and it was just like 7 wins and then just yeah. But on defense, they draft Dante Banks, go Terps. They locked up Dexter Lawrence, as we heard. Leonard Williams in the last year of his deal, his $60 million deal where he makes $30 million in the last 2 years. Kayvon Thibodeau. Bobby Okereke comes in from the Colts. Jason Pinnock, that hurts me still that he's a Giant. Xavier McKinney, they lose out on Julian Love, who goes to Seattle, goes from coast to coast. I think this is a pretty solid defense, but like I don't know. I feel like it's very Baltimore Ravens-esque, where it's here's a lot of good guys in the front seven, and the back end's kind of like let's hope and pray that something can happen.
I think it's if my opinion of it is it's upper third, but it's the bottom of that upper third. Like it's good, not great. It's for the good.
It's the meme. Kind of good, kind of shit.
It's for the good
Where's the
team,
defense kind of shit?
not good. For the good teams, it's not good,
That's
but
right.
it's still
Well, I think they're going down this season. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year.
You don't think they're going to be as good as last year because
No.
of the defense?
No. Did you
That's
see
a
the division you're
ridiculous
playing?
statement to me.
Did you see your schedule? No.
They went 9-7.
You're not playing cake like last year, my man. You're playing the AFC East. Have fun.
You're telling me they're not going to be better?
I don't
That's
favor you guys in
ridiculous.
any of the AFC East games.
All right, that's fun. You don't favor us against the Patriots? Please.
Wow, wonderful. The Patriots 1-3 from the
You
AFC
said,
East.
you said any. Did you say any? Oh, okay. You did say any.
When you
Yeah,
guys are
that's
not in the playoffs, Josh, I'll remind you.
crazy.
That this team
That's
is not that
crazy.
good.
It's gonna be good, dude. The AFC East is genuinely gonna be good. All
You think
four.
the
Look, it's
Patriots
a
are
bloodbath.
walkovers? You just act like the Patriots are walkovers. I'm sorry, that's an even game. That's a coin flip for me. That game.
It's not a coin flip to me at all.
I think it is.
You
I
can
don't
think-
think the game's like
I
oh,
respect your
Giants are
opinion,
winning.
but I disagree.
The
That's a
Patriots
coin flip.
put out a top 5 defense in almost every
Oh, here
game.
comes the Patriots. The Patriots suits on. Here it is.
Realistically, the Patriots, no matter who they've had on defense, have always except for like 2013.
Talk to me about the offense, Dom.
All right.
You
All right.
are Ryan.
We get to the
You got to
schedule.
score some points to win games.
Hold on. Well, I'm hitting the abort button. Get to the schedule, please. We're
I'm gonna
spend
buy
20
myself a
minutes.
gavel. I was
Patriots
looking at that on
first
Amazon.
round.
I was looking for a gavel, but the dog's gonna bark, so I can't.
I don't care if you didn't come at the Patriots. Like,
I don't think I was in that episode.
that episode has not happened yet.
Oh, good.
Give me the schedule that Josh on how things
Let's
should
look
be
at the
better than
schedule
last year.
here. And from what I was looking at, the Giants are only favored in 7 games next year.
Much better than the Commanders.
That's great. I'll take 7 games instead of Washington's, 4?
2.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice, Dom.
Well, you said 2 last time.
Give me 8 losses here, Colton.
You're right.
So Cowboys, Niners, Seahawks, Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Cowboys again. I'll give the Patriots.
They're losing.
It's the same as that.
I don't think they beat the Raiders.
You got 2 losses against the Cowboys?
That's bold.
You don't think they beat the Raiders?
I think it's bold giving them 2 losses to the Cowboys, but like I can easily give you some losses here. San Fran, Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Raiders, Cowboys once.
I counted 8 wins.
Saints, Eagles twice. I don't think they're winning a lot of games, dude.
I count 10 wins.
Holy Jesus. Homer hat on. I get it. Like, you're not going to come out and say your team blows, but my God.
Looking at the schedule, I think there's 10 games.
I could even say a bold take that the Cardinals win 1 game and it's against the Giants. I feel like that's just going to be one of those things. It's going to be
the Giants. It really hammers home my point that they're really not that good compared to last year.
All right,
like, their schedule mattered. Last year. You're playing the
schedule
AFC
matters, but they're playing the AFC East.
Schedule matters.
They did.
They were losing against every AFC East team. That's a lie.
Hey, they did go 1-4-1 last year in the division.
Correct, and they're going to be better than that this season.
They're not going to be good.
They're not going to be better than 1-4-1 in the division? Is that what you're saying?
They're going to be worse than last year. Yes.
They're going to be worse than 1-4-1 in the division.
They're
going to have no wins in the division.
It might be the exact same, Josh.
Okay,
right.
cool. Keep that same energy in Week 18. That's all I'm saying. Keep that same energy.
I'll remind you when the season's over.
Remind me. Play this back. Play this clip back.
42
Colton
minutes.
said they won't win a division game. Colton said that. Colton said they won't win a division game this season.
I said they're going to be.
You said they're going to be worse. You said they're going to be worse.
Great, and then Dom just mentioned the record, and me and Jake just said they're going to be the same. I see them being the same.
So you see them winning one division game.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, here it is. Oh, Dom, I unclicked it. I'm sorry.
Where do you see 10 wins? You want me to name them right now?
Yeah,
Please.
let's name them out.
It's the Cowboys. Cowboys, they win week 1. Cardinals, they probably win 58-0, like Will's been saying against them every single season.
I think they might only win 21-0 that game.
They lose against the Niners. They beat the Seahawks.
I'd say they could win against the Niners, man. The Niners are.
They lose to the Dolphins. They lose to the Bills. They beat Washington. They lose to the Jets. They beat the Raiders. They lose to the Cowboys. They beat Washington. They beat New England. They beat Green Bay. They lose to New Orleans probably. They beat Philly once, beat the Rams, lose to Philly last time. That might be 11 if I'm being honest with you.
You saying
I don't think that was 10.
I counted 10. Okay. But also, I shouldn't be the one counting them.
Well, that was 10. Thank you, Will.
I feel like 7 is the only thing I'm confident in. I mean, and then
7 is the floor, the absolute floor.
No, not the absolute.
No,
floor.
what sucks for that is they got to play the Cardinals week 2, and then they got to play a short week in San Fran week 3. That is a definite brutal.
And that's why I gave that a loss.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's just right now, week 3 against San Fran, like the first 4 weeks for San Fran, I feel like are going to be such a mess.
So, Josh, the reason why I said 1 win in the division is probably maybe 2 wins is because you got the Cowboys, which you guys always take 1 from them. So that's 1.
Correct.
For whatever reason. So I'm saying probably 2. You get the 1. You get the home Washington game. The stats about winning on the road after 3 straight consecutive road games is really bad. Like, teams almost never win that 3rd game.
But with that, I'm pretty sure I gave them a loss against the Cowboys. So I don't need them to win both those games and then lose against Washington.
It doesn't matter about where the loss comes from. That 3rd game, they usually lose. It doesn't matter if it's
I just think Washington's not on the same level as the Giants. So I think that's a dub.
I don't think they're far apart, my man. I'm taking Washington's defense and honestly their weapons. So if somehow slightly decent, you're screwed.
And then
their weapons are way better than the Giants. Way better.
You're ridiculous.
Well, you got a TikTok. You got a TikTok halfway through the season of this guy pumping his chest over the Giants, and they're.
I'm not even pumping my chest. I said 10. That is 1 win better than last season. That's 1 win better than last season. 10 wins is not that. It's good.
They're not getting 10 wins.
I'm still saying they're third in the division.
10 wins.
I'm not saying they're winning the division with 15 wins.
What are you giving me? Because they're not reaching 10 wins. I'll bet you $50. I'll bet you $100. They're not hitting 10 wins.
I don't need to bet you. Where's your Steelers wall behind you?
I'm on the road.
You gave up on them that quick? That's wild.
See how fast he's got to go?
Crazy.
I gave up on him so fast. I'm wearing the damn court.
Yeah, I hope you love him. I hope you
give
love
me
him.
Dallas, please. I
hope you put up the picket fence, honestly.
I would like to say real fast, I just called the 49ers a mess like 3 times, and this dude is a 49ers fan. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm sorry I said it, but I did say it like 4 times just now. But that's okay. Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go to America's team with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's what they are, though. It's a fact.
Yeah, I'm going to full screen me here. Okay, cool. So let's America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, a year ago, 12-5, 4-2 record. Dak Prescott, Mr. Interception, despite missing 5 games. Pretty impressive. Defense, yet again, another year under Dan Quinn, played lights out, top 3 defense in the league. And this team is responsible for Tom Brady's final loss in the NFL, which is a wild card loss. And that's the 3rd Cowboys win I've seen in my life, at least, past 26 years in the postseason, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this team is a whole lot different. And that obviously starts out in the backfield, where they've replaced their star-studded running back that they drafted number 4 overall back in 2016. And let's get into it.
Okay.
Bam.
I thought there was more there, but okay.
I didn't really have much else.
You ended on I was like, oh, okay.
Ron Burgundy? Okay, but they trade for Brandon Cooks. I really like that acquisition. Kellen Moore they fired because apparently he's the root of all evil. But, I mean, Dallas is going to Dallas. That's what's going to happen. Tyron Smith, another year. I mean, still, he's only 31 years old. He's been in the league for like 17 years. I mean, pretty remarkable stuff. Zach Martin, that whole contract thing is resolved. It's all good. It's all finished up there. Tight ends, I am really not a big fan of. I'm really not. I'm not really sold on Jake Ferguson.
Shoemaker.
I like Shoemaker. Okay, I do, but
Hendershot. Good.
Where's that dude from? I don't know.
Michigan.
Gotcha.
Shoemaker, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I mean they Tony Pollard another year on the salary cap. They draft the 5'6" Tasmanian Devil Deuce Vaughn, who's been running all over them in practice as well. So
I mean,
it's an okay offense.
It's a good offense. It's a good offense. I'm gonna say good. The problem becomes is like it's basically the same. Like really, they just added Cooks and it's Pollard as the actual starting role, not like getting most of the snaps with Zeke still there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem lies in that Kellen Moore was scapegoated for not running the ball. So are they going to try and be more of the Jason Garrett, run the ball and play defense? Because I don't know how that's going to work. Not with the guys they have there, and I don't get why you don't do anything you can to keep the guy who clearly made Dak Prescott a thing in the building. Because before that, he was a game manager, and then he became whatever you want to call him, the elite guy until last year. It's just, I mean, they're a good team. They're going to be up there again, but I don't see the gigantic change even with the pieces, just because of it's now Mike McCarthy and Wink Martindale. They're not
Brian Schottenheimer.
I just confused old names in my brain there for a second. Like I don't trust the play calling. I really don't. Not even a little bit.
No, I didn't think their play calling was their issue either. I think it was a Dak problem.
Oh, you mean that You mean Mike McCarthy blamed somebody that wasn't him?
Correct. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was like Kellen Moore. I think he was a fine coach. I think he's kind of like a progressive guy where the league's going. I think it's a Dak problem. That's what's going on here.
The one problem with Kellen Moore was, well, yes, a Dak problem, but he had his philosophy of we are going to play Chip Kelly offense. Like, doesn't matter. We're going to be all gas at all times, which they had the defense to do it.
That's
but when your quarterback has always been just one or two mistake prone per game, and for the longest time got away with it, it doesn't. Sure. It just reinforces those mistakes. It just brings them more around because you're all gas at all times. So I don't know if this is a positive thing or a negative thing. I have no idea. I really don't.
I love the Brandon Cooks addition too, by the way. I really think that was needed. I mean, it's never really worked out with Michael Gallup too much. Unfortunately, I've always really liked Michael Gallup, but it just seems like with all the injuries in the way, and we've never really seen Michael Gallup be Michael Gallup for like a full season, which has been very unfortunate. So Brandon Cooks, solid. Brandon Cooks has always been quietly, no matter what, an 1,000-yard guy.
Quietly awesome at all times.
Like
the most traded player in NFL history,
which is nuts. And he went to Houston, and I don't even know how many quarterbacks he must have gone through, and he's still putting up numbers every year.
It was just Davis Mills. There wasn't really much.
No, he was
there for a couple years.
Yeah, he was there for like 4 years.
Oh yeah, he was there with Watson and all. I forgot.
Yeah, he was there, man. I mean, Brandon Cooks went through quarterbacks and stuff, and still put up numbers. So like, he's quietly, honestly, a fantastic addition to this team. The O-line is the O-line. It's just I wonder what's going to happen really with the running game. Zeke was still a name on this team and everything, and he still got the ball, and whether his numbers were good or not, he was still the number one running back on the team, and Tony Pollard was the number 2, and they handled it decently when Tony Pollard did very well. But all the pressure's on Tony Pollard to still perform very well. And I don't know. I mean, everyone's seen Deuce Vaughn now in preseason and stuff, and the dude's like 3'1".
I think they're going to be okay. I think him and Pollard are going to be just fine.
I do too. I think
he'll be okay, but I want to see it first. Like
Pollard had a lot of the touches last year. So.
He had almost all of them.
Oh, I know, but it was still like the Zeke name was still there.
He was starter in all but name.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not the. I have zero question about the running game, especially with that offensive line, and now that Zach Martin is all figured out.
The O-line's great.
Zero issues there. The sole thing is, does that cover up for Dak always being the guy that was not talented enough to be able to handle making the big mistake? And he got away with it for a long time of being that guy. And everyone kept thrusting him in this role of being a much better quarterback than he really was. He was I have no issue with a guy who keeps the offense on schedule, does all the right plays, which is what Dak always was until he got elevated into this like game-breaking quarterback model. And now all those plays started catching up with him last year. Like he's not the guy that can handle those mistakes. Like he has to play solid Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo games. And that's all he has to do for this team to be wildly successful.
That's always been what it was, though. I felt like that's always what it was, where it was just like, you just throw a blind monkey in there and they should do pretty well. But
that's what you did, Tom.
What?
Tom thought it was just him and Jake just talking. Sat back, looked at him like, oh, shoot, I forgot we're doing this.
But I want to also bring up that article too, where Dak Prescott said he's not going to throw 10 interceptions this year. I want to get everyone's totals.
Show that comment. That's
exactly. There's part of your interceptions.
Exactly.
I want to know how many games will it take for Dak Prescott to hit that 10 interception threshold.
We're not gonna do like bathrooms in his house. That's what we don't want to.
What?
I don't even know if we know his house.
I thought it would be funny.
What?
Maybe not. I was a joke.
I'll go 2 games.
I'm gonna say 8-8, or 10-8.
Jeff Fisher isn't in the league anymore. How
I think
can
Josh
you
said
say
10
8?
and kind of broke up a little bit. I'm going to go with 10.
God, I could say even 7
Like
games.
10, I mean, but it could be as early as 7.
They might hold him back. They might hold him back and like sitting back there and throwing the ball 80,000 times.
I do think they're going to run the ball a lot more. Just who they have, McCarthy and Schottenheimer.
12.
Like I really, they're going to run the ball a lot more. But
It's just like I don't
Dak
know
gonna
if
Dak.
you can you just reel a quarterback in once they were previously not. Like
You
I
sure
get,
can run the ball.
yeah, it's fair.
We're about to get to it. When you look at this defense, like they're gonna like, okay, let's limit the turnovers. We're gonna be a lot more successful. Like we have the weapons. We know we can move the ball if we need to. Let's limit the turnovers. We have a very, very talented defense, and go from there.
my only thing is Jerry is like, this is where I come in to like say lower. The Jerry Jones has been all about Cooper Rush all preseason camp. It's telling me that he is not happy with what he's seeing from Dak in training camp. And he's just going to run his mouth like he always does and just be that guy that derails the Cowboys from the inside.
Let's go to the defense, okay? Because they made a very impressive trade in the offseason by acquiring Stephon Gilmore from the Indianapolis Colts. They also added Mozzie Smith, go blue. The defense, though, linebackers, Van Der Esch, another. I thought they had more linebackers. Am I just drawing? Well, I mean, Parson was a linebacker, now defensive end. DeMarcus Lawrence is still there. What are your guys' thoughts, though, on Stephon Diggs, 5-year, $97.5 million?
Trayvon Diggs.
Oh yeah, Trayvon.
I think it's a lot of money for a guy who either gets burnt or gets a pick.
But I think that's what you're betting on, is that even though he is aggressive as could be for a corner, you're paying for those picks. Which, I mean, if he gets turnovers, he gets turnovers. He does get burnt, sure, but I'll take some turnovers.
You're also paying for him to let up like the most yards out of any corner every year. Like, so that's the other part you're paying for. I do think Stephon Gilmore brings in a factor that lets Trayvon Diggs be a little bit more aggressive, because Stephon Gilmore can be a number one corner against a number one receiver guy, and he's shown that, and I think he's still just pretty good as well. I don't think he's fallen off too much yet. So I mean that's a great addition.
Well, they call their defense solely so that like it's either boom or bust for Trayvon.
Yeah,
they do. Like they call a lot of Tampa.
But they can do it when you got those. You can do it when you got those pass rushers.
Yeah, 100%.
He could play that aggressive, because most likely the quarterbacks will get the ball out of the hand fast, so he can be aggressive, and that's why he has his success. And when they don't get theirs, when he has his failures.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so confused why Jaron Kearse and Deron Bland are not the starters, even though they were the starters for like a decent amount last year.
I think Donovan Wilson was actually the starter. I think you just saw Kearse in those third down and the situations where his name's getting called.
Okay.
Why you would say that? I think Wilson was actually the starter.
Go blue.
Go blue. But yeah, I mean.
Well, we all know how
this can rival the Eagles as the best defense in the division, but I mean I still think the Eagles got that step or two on Dallas.
I think so.
I think they have a better defense.
I mean the Eagles defense just stupidly fucking deep. Like it's just such a deep defense the Eagles have, and it's ridiculous. Yes, I dropped the F-bomb. Let's look at the schedule, though.
Time after that,
Will really likes it deep. He just said it, he needed emphasis on that. All right, guys, how many wins?
What I saw from the sportsbook is they have Dallas favored in 11 games this season.
Wow.
God dang.
Can we these schedules suck.
Yeah, which way am I reading this? It's down.
Just go down.
You're going up and down there again.
Can we talk about the NFC East being maybe bottom one in graphic design? How about
Absolutely.
that?
Not a question.
I think
I pulled this from their
I want to know
Facebook
what player
page.
that is on the left.
Des Bryant.
They couldn't put a player that they like on the left side. All right, that's
It's
fine.
actually Emmitt Smith.
I think I actually counted 11.
You count 11 wins.
I'm starting there. Okay.
I say I got 10 or 11 for Dallas.
Yeah,
I can also see 11 as well.
it could probably easily be 12 because I
got 11 or 12. I'm probably leaning 12 though, honestly.
I probably am too, to be honest.
They were 4-2 in division last year, by the way.
I mean, I could probably see them at 4-2 again.
I remember these things because I read it on the slides, so I feel like
You made the slides.
yeah.
Oh,
That's what,
Dom has memorization skills.
since I make the slides, I basically memorize the records.
I got all this good thinking meat up here. That's what I do. That's Dom basically. Oh, you remember? I remember. But yeah, I see 11, 12 games.
Yeah, I think we all agree
Yeah.
on that. Look at us.
I mean,
don't know
I'm kind of like tired of
If I see 12, I think they go through a kind of a rough stretch from San Fran, Chargers. I mean, the Rams, but then the Eagle, like division game again. I think that's kind of a tough stretch they go through from week 3 to week 7. They do have
You're
a bye.
saying a tough stretch starts at week 3 when Dak Prescott
meant week
goes 8
5.
touchdowns and
Yeah.
800 yards.
Week
What
five.
is wrong with you?
Sorry, nope. Maybe the easiest game ever. No, I was saying from week 4 and on. I mean,
Just
just
Rush is
Patriots
going to
beat
break the
Patriots.
touchdown mark as well.
I think they beat the Patriots, but you still go up against a solid defense, and then now you're playing San Fran, then the Chargers, but you do have a bye week right in that stretch, which of course they do. That's not bad. Yeah, I guess 10 to 12. I
We
have.
got the California World Tour. Niners.
I don't
Chargers
think they
in
could
November.
win more than 12. I don't know if I have them winning more than 12.
I don't have more than 12.
I mean,
I
that's
don't have
that's
more
a
than 12.
tough game. They have to go to Buffalo in the middle of December.
Yeah,
Good
I
luck.
didn't
Good
have.
luck with that.
I had that as a loss.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
There he is. He's back.
Well, what's that guy's name? What
Say it, Will.
It's heedless. Okay.
What did you say last time?
Did you say,
Well,
head-
said headless.
did you say headless? Oh.
Nice.
Well, give me the
Will's
bird.
just dissing our viewers.
Okay,
Good
so-
for
Give
Will.
me my Pennsylvania brethren.
Well, what will make this season successful for the Dallas Cowboys?
I thought he was
Say-
leading.
Go blue.
He was leading in. Well, state that again, Will.
Okay. What will make this season successful for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys?
Winning a freaking playoff game and actually
They
doing
won a playoff game, okay? That's their Super Bowl.
they
They
won
can
a-
throw a
they won a
parade after they win the damn playoff game. You're going to see them go against Dallas.
good teams win more than one playoff game every 75 years. Do it again.
Dallas's thing is just, we win a playoff game. We're having a parade. They're going to be burning the city down because there's only been 3 since their last Super Bowl in 95. Almost
Yeah.
30 years.
More than one playoff game in a century time.
I was going to say what TJ said. Winning 2 playoff games, I think, is successful for the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you. I like
I
it.
say Dak Prescott. I don't
Oh,
know. Accountability. I don't know.
appreciate it. Now I feel
Winning
bad.
1 game is not successful. They've done that. They need
Yeah,
to do
a
more.
successful season is winning multiple playoff games. Like, that's what it is.
Gotta just do something,
If
please.
you're looking for outside of like playoff success, it's they got to win a few playoff games. Like it's what it is. But if you're gonna go outside of like playoff games and like season wise before playoffs, it's Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is gonna like make this team go because I agree with Jay. We kind of agree that they're not gonna swing it 80,000 times like they were doing it with Dak. Like sure they know in the back pocket like if they're losing or they need a touchdown. You can let it fly. Like you got the weapons to do it, but I think they're going to try to ease Dak back because he's cost them at times, and they're going to run the ball with Tony Pollard. I think that's what the season comes down to in playoff games.
Did we ask that question to the Giants, or were we too busy talking?
Yeah, I don't think we asked.
I
it
just
for-
don't remember asking. I
They were
don't remember
too
getting
busy
asked
with
this.
them to keep the train rolling.
It's fine. I just wanted to know what you guys thought it would be successful for the Giants. That's all.
Daniel Jones throwing a touchdown pass in every game.
Yeah,
Okay.
Daniel Jones.
I mean, 30
You want a
touchdowns.
touchdown pass? Okay.
30 touchdowns would be kind of sick, to be honest, for Daniel
I
Jones.
just blew
That'd
it.
be very successful. Yep.
Love to see Saquon, be healthy all season. And
I
just
agree with TJ.
keep
Above
the,
average. I'll take above average.
if you
Yeah.
keep the train rolling from last year through a whole nother season, I'd be happy for the
And
Giants.
not have a worse record.
All
like
right.
Colton said.
Let's
Worse
get
than
the
one
Jakes.
whole game.
Let's
Get
go.
the Jakes
Let's
team. Yeah,
let's get the Jeeks team here, okay? So, Dom, you can push the button now. We got this.
Man, those are
So here
nice
we go, Philadelphia.
Oh,
They introduced the Kelly Greens this year, and they broke the internet because they were refunding money because there was not enough supply to fulfill this jersey order. A year ago, question marks around Jalen Hurts is if he's the guy. They acquire A.J. Brown from Tennessee, fleecing Tennessee essentially, getting Nakobe Dean and a couple of other really solid pieces from the defensive side of the ball. And runner-up to the MVP award, Jalen Hurts. They win the NFC Championship game. They go to the Super Bowl, one of the highest-scoring Super Bowls in the entire Super Bowl history. And there we are.
Why is Jason Kelsey not in this graphic, by the way?
Is he not? No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not.
He's probably doing the
Disturbing, if I'm
Christmas
being
album.
honest with you.
And he's got kids.
I mean-
Like this is all like the young guys in here,
To be fair,
and then Brain Graham.
there's probably a ton more pictures and graphics.
I don't-
Why is James Bradbury in here twice?
Yeah,
He just ran out of people. Like,
Oh, that is kind of true.
and not Jason Kelsey. Make
Listen,
it make sense.
I don't know who created this. I don't know where this came from, but it
Thanks,
looked
Google.
good, and I put it on there. So it could be.
It's
any-
all their promo photos cut into a white background.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It could be anyone.
That's fucking.
Oh
damn.
God! Give me Josh's punchable face.
That's obvious, Jake. Oh my God! Thanks for explaining to me what this picture
No,
was.
it's the exact Instagram post. Thanks, Josh.
Can we move on?
Can we get the offense,
Let's-
please? What
let's
happened to the
go
graphic?
into the offensive side of the
Oh,
football, where they make the trade for DeAndre Swift at day 3 of the draft. They bring in Rashad Penny, giant killer. Boston Scott's there for another day. But what I've been seeing from Eagles camp is Kenneth Gainwell is running back 1 for the Eagles.
That's kind of how I thought.
That's
To be honest, like everyone's been raving about Swift, and he's gonna get. My worry is that because he's the new guy, like the new shiny toy, that he's gonna get a lot more early work than he should because he doesn't actually fit the offense all that well.
Mhm.
He's at best in this offense, unless he suddenly becomes great at running inside zone, is just a receiving threat for us. But like Gainwell started to assert himself late in the year as a great up the middle runner who's just tough as nails and can get tough yardage, which is what you want on first down. I'm just, my main thing is the offensive line when it comes to the offense. Like, I'm not happy that we had to lose Suamalo. But since this is Jeff Stoutland and the Howie Roseman Eagles, we have a million offensive linemen. And so they're just going to plug and play Jason Kelsey's hand-picked replacement in at guard. And so far, he's actually been an awesome guard. Like he was so good in at guard at camp, and so far the preseason dual practices that Tyler Steen, who they drafted to be the guard, is basically like, well, yep, he's going to be tackle, like at best.
This is mostly the same team.
It's
except for
really
running
the
back room.
same. I don't agree with the depth chart. I don't think I cannot say that name. Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus
that how you say
Alameda.
I still think that they're going to.
Zacchaeus. Yeah. I don't know.
I still think they're going to give Quez the start.
Does
Dude,
Devon
they're
Allen-
trying to force. They've been trying to force Quez Watkins for so long. Like they're trying to force that fast burner down everyone's face with him.
Because they need one.
I understand. You just,
I've been screaming about this for years. As long as you have one. As long as you have one. I don't care.
This doesn't work for them though.
Gotta have
What
a
are they
good
going to
one,
do
though.
about Trey Sermon? Like,
That's what I was saying to Dom last night. Is I don't know what they're doing at running back. They have 5 running backs. Like, are they going to carry 5 running backs? Or are they just going to be content in losing
They're going
Trey?
to put Boston Scott on the practice squad and call him up for the Giants games. You're going to keep him for those two.
Smart.
Because of what he does against the Giants, he's going to
They
get
got
claimed.
two OU guys on my running back, so I'm happy.
What'd you say, Josh?
They
We
have
got
two.
two OU guys on the running back room. So
Who are the OU
What's the
guys?
second one?
Trey Sermon,
Kennedy.
Kenny Brooks.
Oh, so the first two out.
No, Brooks
Yeah,
getting
first two out.
like he's not making that
Yeah,
guy.
Brooks has to get cut. You can't have them.
That guy. I'm like, I knew
He's number
Sermon,
6.
Never know.
Sherman's going to get cut.
but my
They
biggest
needed
thing,
a running back really there in San Francisco and thought he was going to be the guy. He's not. We think he's making the roster here?
he had some good flashes last season. Has had a fantastic training camp. Fantastic.
Snip.
Yeah.
They're not getting rid of Swift. They're not getting rid of Penny, who they just signed, and they're clearly not getting rid of.
He's going to be a depth casualty of what.
Correct. And again, San Francisco that loves running the ball. All their running backs got hurt before they traded for CMC, and he didn't work. He's not making this team when you got 3 guys ahead of him. Goodbye.
I mean, as long as Brian Johnson can continue with what Steichen did.
That's also true. Is you're now down an OC and a DC.
Well, so Brian Johnson was
I didn't
in the
figure
building.
that.
He was the quarterback's coach.
Yeah.
So they promoted within for
Which is
that
good.
one.
Yeah.
Didn't they also promote too with the defensive coordinator as well? I'm pretty
No,
sure
he
that they
was
did.
in Seattle. He was in Seattle. But it's the same philosophy. It's the
Decent.
same Vic Fangio style. Like they tried to keep it as similar as they could for both.
You want to look at defense?
I
Yeah,
mean,
move over
we
to
can
the
just-
defensive side of the ball where the Eagles.
caught
I don't.
our Niners fan.
What do you say?
Niners are coming
Oh,
and
this
winning
one?
in this year. I was at that NFC Championship game. If it has to go through the link again, no, you're not.
My boy Sam's going to be winning it this time. Yeah, look me in the eye, Dom. Look me in the eye. He's going to be winning it. But how in the world do we let the Eagles do this? Drafting Jalen Carter, first play against the Ravens, he throws that offensive line to a different area code. They probably even threw him into the Chesapeake Bay for all we know.
Did you see what he did yesterday?
No.
Pancaked the hell out of Joe Bitonio. Like a rookie doing that to a multiple-time All-Pro. Like it's nothing. Like
It's very unfair that you guys got Jalen Carter.
of all the
very
places,
unfair.
of all the places he could have gone, it was like, really, really.
You know what's crazy? You got 2 young guys, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, to fill in for Fletcher Cox and Brandon
and you
Graham going at the door.
Colton,
It's very
you
wild.
just started to highlight my biggest point about the defense. Is last year, up until they got Sue and Linval Joseph, we watched it in person, and that's why they did it the next day. That
We did.
run defense was really bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Well, now you have a tackling machine in Nakobe Dean. You have 2 big bastards up front in Jalen Carter. And
Whenever
Jordan
Jordan Davis was off the field last year, we couldn't I love Fletcher Cox, but he is a shell of himself. He really is. He takes a
He's
lot
an older guy. What do you think? It's eventually going to happen. When now they have replacements where you can keep him fresh, and when he comes in, you know what he's in the game for.
You're beating me by 20 points. Like in the early season before
I'm good at what I do, Jake. I don't
before we
get credit for it. I'm good at what I do sometimes, man.
he took a lot of plays off. Like there was one against the Cowboys. His feet didn't the touchdown that Zeke had in that first Cowboy game. He puts his hands up, his feet don't move. Zeke runs literally right behind him. He just turns and looks at him. Because stop touchdown.
This defense and the depth is absolutely insane. Like, this is nuts. Terrell Edmonds, by the way, which is an addition, right? Addition this year? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Miles Jack, which I didn't even realize was on this
They
team.
signed
which
him
is
a week
nuts.
ago.
They signed him and
He was
Zach
about-
Cunningham the same day.
Him-
Well, what's funny about Miles Jack is he was about to get a job in construction. That's when the Eagles called
Yeah,
him.
he did.
That's kind of funny.
Yep.
Guys, doesn't that prove how much these guys burn their money? Like, he's been in the league for 6
I was
years.
wondering,
I think he had a rookie contract. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
know, but then the Steelers signed him in a 2-year deal. I think it was $7 million. Like, you really burning your cash that fast, dude? Like, really? That you gotta get a job that fast?
Owen
That's
Smith.
crazy.
I mean, this the depth is, first of all, that starting group like top to bottom is nuts. Then if you look at a lot of
I
the
don't even know if
second
that starting
row,
group's right.
maybe not.
I don't
but
think Fletcher Cox is the starting tackle. I think they're
Yeah.
going to go on first down
Jalen
with
Carter.
Davis Carter.
But if you look at the second column too, it's still nuts. Like that's insane.
Milton
depth.
Williams is an athletic freak. Moro Ajomo, the rookie in the green farther down, is going to have a bigger role. They've absolutely been enamored with him. And
I just hope Jalen Carter finishes his community service. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you're
All
going to
right. Well, get me to the schedule because this is going to turn into an Eagles Giants fans button heads here. They're going to be
How
very
are
good.
they going to get Eli Ricks on this roster?
bring
Is Greedy Williams not going to make this team?
no, Greedy Williams will get cut.
Oh my
for,
god, I even see
Greedy
Williams
Williams
there.
will get cut for bricks because I think, well, it depends on how they feel about the position. And like Sidney Brown's good in the start, but they've already said Reed Blankenship's going to be the starter. It's I love my Eagles. I think they're really good. I don't know how I feel about picking a back-to-back winner because it never happens.
It's going to be them. It has nothing to do with you just like having a love affair or like whatever. They're going to be very good.
But the schedule's hard. Like,
So
schedule.
the Eagles are favored in 15 games this season.
Yeah, but that's not
I
no.
know.
That's not.
That's not a surprise. And the schedule,
I gotta
again,
say,
we all
starting
know
up
they
in
all
New
have
England,
the AFC East, and I get they got Kansas City. Like they're going to be very good.
I
New England's kind of tough.
well, and that's Tom Brady's homecoming game.
Do AJ Brown thing. They're coming for blood that game.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
They are coming for blood again at the week one.
That's kind of
That's Tom Brady's like first homecoming since leaving
Yeah.
New England too. So
It
it's
energy is going to be whack.
Energy's gonna be wild that first game.
Yeah.
They're still getting
You,
smoked.
the Eagles
They're still getting smoked.
no, but like that schedule's rough. Like you can't ever say a team's gonna win 15 games. Never.
I don't see them. Jake, you're being very humble here. I agree with Jacob here. I don't see them losing the game possible to week 6. They're starting out of the gate. They're not losing the game. Like the first 5 games, their first big test is week 6.
If they wear Kelly
not.
Green every week, they're not losing until
They're going to
week
beat the
19.
brakes off New England. Sorry. And New England's not going to be able to put up enough points in that game to keep
They
up.
could lose on
They're
a
beating the
short
crap out of
week.
Minnesota. Tampa Bay's a dumpster fire. They're going to beat Washington at home. They're going to beat the crap out of the Rams because that's going to be a home game for Philly. There's no fans in L.A. And the first test is against the Jets. Like, I get the humble pie, but my good.
I'm just saying the Jets have never beaten the Eagles, so you might as well just mark 6-0 to start this. Okay.
And by the way, the Jets have some tough games.
Bye week.
Is that like the first real
Buffalo,
test?
San Fran, Dallas, Seattle.
Holy hell.
Look at after the bye week though. Kansas City, Buffalo, San Fran,
That's
Dallas,
kinda nuts.
Seattle.
That is a nuts stretch.
All right, easy. Dom's like it's nuts, but Dom was just saying how San Francisco is going to suck. So
Well,
I'm
no.
very confused with that.
I said
two teams ago. You just said they suck.
You said you're going to start the season a
first
mess.
4 weeks is sketchy to me. First 4 weeks, I think they're a little bit of a mess.
They're good. They're good.
Again, you're also come on, Philly fans. You're talking about the Patriots fans is going to be hyped for week 1. The Eagles fans are going to be juiced out of their mind. That is going to be an awful place to be for a San Francisco player or fan. Week
Oh, I know.
14.
It's gonna be
They
bad.
are going to remind Deebo Samuel to shut his mouth. You got your doors kicked in. You
That
have any
was
quarterback in.
That
That's
one
going to be
was prepared for the bad.
like
I don't really like 15 wins, though.
I don't
Just
think
from that stretch alone kind of gives me at least 3 losses, and then it's like, yeah,
three
okay.
losses. Oof, humble
Kansas
pie.
City, Buffalo, San Fran, Dallas,
Great.
Seattle. Nuts.
Awesome, Buffalo. What am I like? I think the Eagles are favorite at home against Buffalo. Yeah,
we are going to lose 3 games out of that.
I think you lose 3 games in that
we're going to
stretch.
lose to Kansas City.
And I don't think that's being humble. I
You're-
think that's a legitimate reality.
We're
That's
going
a
to
stink
lose to Kansas
nuts.
City. We're going to lose on the road against Dallas.
in Buffalo.
We're going to lose
Maybe.
at Seattle because we cannot play up there. Cannot play up there. We have our worst games every season that we play Seattle when we play Seattle in Washington, in Seattle. Like, we just can't do it. Like, we look terrible.
And you got, I
Like-
think you split against Dallas, so that's fair.
I think we split against Dallas.
Yeah.
Like I think we lose. That's 3 losses.
I can still see. I can still
I
see
believe
13
Dallas.
wins.
You literally said how Dallas and Dak turned the ball over a ton.
I know, but we're
I
not.
think it's great. If he turns the ball over against you guys, you're going to win the game.
I still think you
Yeah, in
split,
the game
though.
and home in Philadelphia. Not-
I'm taking. I could take them to sweep the whole division here. I get the division. You might have like one loss. You saw it last year.
in this division.
Philly
I
was
know it does not. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in a lot of divisions. It doesn't
But
happen
it
just
never happens.
every division.
Never.
You'll have surprises.
You will split against almost everybody.
Philly was 4-2 last year, which was the same as Dallas. I think they split against Dallas easy. I mean, they're gonna probably.
We're 5-1 or 4-2 in the division. Let's be real here.
I don't like that our home opener is a Thursday night. Like, who does that?
Oh yeah, I guess that's Thursday night.
It's
Like-
all right, dude. We haven't had a week 1 home game in like 9 years. So if your home opener's on a Thursday, yeah, Jake, come
I
on.
don't know. I mean, listen. We're talking about either 15 wins, 14 wins, and maybe floor 13 wins. So, like, I mean, it's still.
They're winning the division again.
I do think
I don't-
they win the division again.
I can't say it. I just won't. That's me gonna be humble. I won't. That
I mean, you also don't want to be too confident where you turn into a TikTok. I get it. I totally get it. You got the little sneaky guy, the little diner guy over here. He's easy. You know?
it's gonna be. We're gonna lose. I think we lose the home opener. To be honest, I really do.
I just think I think.
I get a bad feeling about that game. I just.
I mean, that's a little
Marcus
bit.
Mariota is going to break the touchdown record week 17 because Jalen Hurts isn't going to be playing that game. 'Cause they're gonna be resting their
I love that so
Rest of
much.
starters the last 2 weeks.
Marcus Mariota career highlight against
Quez
Arizona.
Watkins, 350 yards receiving.
I
I
will-
don't know. They're gonna bring the Olympic hurdler in too. Like he's gonna be burning them for touchdowns and the kick returns. This might be the first 100-point scoring game. I don't know.
I will say, honestly, Josh, really brutal for the Giants to just go Eagles,
Jacob, no.
game, Eagles to end the season is kind of insane.
Yeah, it's a little messed up.
That is wild. I've hated some of these schedules with the things like that. We've seen that a lot. Now that we're a good sample size into this league right now, I feel like at least once or twice every episode, I've seen it where the end of a schedule is like hard division team, one game, hard division team for some of these teams. And that's just,
Well,
what are you doing with that schedule?
Also,
man? That's
remember
rough.
our games at the NFC West are like smack dab in between
Yeah.
hard division games like Seattle and the Niners. Like we are smack dab on either side of them. Like we play, I think it was Seattle first, or the Niners first, and then they play each other, and then we play the other team, and then they play each other again.
Will, did you put up Jacob's thing or no?
I don't see that. I don't see this at all. Oh, okay. No.
Well, Will, can you ask the question?
That's insane, though. That is nuts.
What will make the season successful for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, I
A Super-
Make it a Super Bowl.
a Super Bowl.
Win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's it.
You have
If you-
to win it.
Okay, you guys are setting the expectations way too high. We have to find a lubricant that can actually help these guys not climb up the poles. Let's start there first.
They would need
And,
to.
and then we can worry about the Super Bowl.
If you get to the polls, we're going to climb a little harder.
They're still going to need to win first, Will. How are they going to find that?
Well, no, they pre-grease these poles, okay? They don't just be like, oh, no, it's 10 o'clock. Let's get the paint roller here, just going up and down. All right.
What a job that must be, huh?
I'm not. I don't want to do that. All right. But that rounds out our show. What an episode. I am sweaty because this office gets like 1,000,000 degrees no matter the day.
We've been doing good.
And yeah, let's jump in. Yeah.
This is.
Dom updated it. So NFC
I had to
North
make a
next
little
week.
edit. It doesn't look good.
AFC
there.
East.
He'll be without me.
Yeah, NFC North, then AFC East, then the gigantic conclusion episode prediction.
Where we wear suits and all that stuff.
We say everything. We say MVPs. We say division winners, Super Bowl winners.
Bold takes.
Yeah. Head coach of the year, all of the things, the rookies.
All of the fun things.
That'll be a great episode. There will be a ton of TikToks that air immediately after that episode and immediately after the season from that episode, I'm sure. So it'll be fun. Or at least start of the playoffs when one of us says something stupid. Probably me. And
Yeah. Who's
that
T.
team
Higgins?
goes 3-17 or whatever. What?
Who's T. Higgins?
Name. Come on, what's his name?
Who's Jamar Chase?
No,
Yeah.
you were looking
Oh,
for-
yeah,
no,
T.
you were
Higgins.
looking
Yeah,
at
and
T.
Jamar
Higgins.
Chase not being good, of course.
Najee Harris is a direct replacement for James Conner. He's gonna be running. He's gonna be NFL ready game 1.
He was.
Okay.
Browns.
That off.
He was, though.
Out of all of my takes,
The
worst.
Browns. The Browns are the Browns. They stacked in the offseason. Okay, they just stacked. The Ravens. They got a little bit better.
Shut up.
But yes, tune in next week for the great NFC North preview, where we'll be biting off kneecaps in celebration for the Detroit Lions maybe winning the division.
I can't believe I'm missing that one.
I feel
Can't
like that's
believe it.
going to be one of the worst ones.
Can't believe it.
That's the best
We
one.
talk about Green Bay.
Best
We get to
division.
talk about Chicago.
Chicago's lit right now. Like,
I may have to come make an appearance from Las Vegas.
Oh, you might be able to. Yeah, you can do it like Colton did on the road or something.
yes, hey, I want to place a
Just
Super Bowl.
on the road.
I've done it on the road. It doesn't no breaking laws.
You've never, yeah, you 100%.
Breaking many laws.
Breaking.
Being on
In
your phone
4K.
isn't a law in Oklahoma.
I like that.
We
40
actually have a whole
40
episode
touchdowns.
talking about it.
Hey, let's answer it just because it's there and it's the end of the episode. We're wrapped up.
God, I don't know. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba actually increases this offense and Geno Smith's productivity. I think so.
Gino potentially having the best receiving core in the league, at least when it comes to a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Well, we
Well,
should
comes
point
on
him
paper.
to our whole episode.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was one of our better.
That was our first episode, I think. Very good episode if you want to go look at that. Will has it broken down on our YouTube.
I'm getting
Will,
it right
are
now.
we not
We were going back and
Run
forth
the
about.
ticker?
Yeah.
We forgot to run the ticker. I forgot to run the ticker, I guess, huh? But at the bottom, you will see everything you need to see. TikTok, which is hilarious because it's really bad takes. Instagram,
Twitter's X.
Twitter, or X, yeah. And then on the YouTube, Will breaks down every episode by team. So if you want to see that
Yes, better than
episode,
Danny Dimes.
it
No,
is
not better than Danny Dimes.
boom.
Oh.
There it
He's
is.
called Danny Dimes for a reason.
The best quarterback New York's ever had drafted. Well, I mean, Phillip
Danny
Rivers is
Dimes.
1, Geno Smith's 2. I mean, that's just how it falls down.
Wrap it up, Willie.
Yes, but hey, thank you for tuning in. Tune back in next week, and yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.